One of the things you're going to notice right away about this book is that the style is different from anything that you've read in this class so far. What's interesting is that Patty McCormick, the author of this book, is the one who's writing the story, but it's really from Arne's perspective. It's from Arne's voice. So the way that she writes it really sounds like the way that he would speak in real life. So you have to consider that Arne is a Cambodian person who's got a very rudimentary understanding of the English language. So it's going to feel really childish. And for the most part, that's true. For the beginning of the book, Arne is 11, so his perspective is that of a child. But even as he gets older throughout the book, his language remains relatively the same. So the thing you need to be aware of is that it's going to trip you up at first, the way that he speaks and the way that the language is constructed in this book. It's going to feel weird at first. But students almost always comment that goes away pretty quickly, and you get used to the cadence of his voice and the way that he puts together his sentences, so that by the second or third chapter, you don't even notice it anymore, and it just kind of sounds like Arne. So with that being said, your first lit term for this unit is dialect, which is a way of speaking that is characteristic of a particular region or group of people. So really, when we're thinking about dialect in this book, we're thinking about how Patty McCormick writes Arne's speech and the way that he thinks and the way that he speaks. So the example I chose is from page 35. It says, "The Khmer Rouge, they make people disappear all the time. My sister, she disappear little by little every day." So obviously this is a mild example, but you can see that the way he speaks is not that of someone who has a mastery of the English language. So as you read this book, from a critical standpoint, it's important that you're considering whether or not Patty's choice to write from Arne's dialect is effective for this particular content. So if we're looking at a genocide, we're looking at this horrific experience, was that the best choice for what we're learning about in this book? Did it add to the experience? Did it detract and distract from your reading experience? What do you think?